It's happening. It's so bad. The women actually come to me thinking they need to sleep with me to give them roles.
And is it true that there are actors in Kenya who are being blacklisted?
Oh, yes.
For what reason?
Even in the newspapers, you see, oh, this employer no longer ceases to work for this company because they stole to do the money. Even in the newspapers, even in the corporate world, it happens that. Yeah, so of course, if you're an actor who's an instance, and they're there. Imagine napata email ya hi.
Nani anataka mchat kwa mail?
Nani anachat kwa email surely? See, hiyo hi ibeke kwa Instagram or kwa Facebook where I can easily ignore it.
But yes.
Hi, I want to become an actor. On email. Hi, I want to become an actor.
Where become?
Warm regards. Sasa kujibu hiyo regards zako bali siko baya. Acha nijibu mwingine aliniambia, you know, Gerald, my salary was late. How do you go about it? It was like there are serious issues supposed to. Watu si mnashasanga ni kwa nini? Bwana, watu si wajinga bwana. Watu si wajinga bwana.
You are responsible, eh?
This is my response to everything lately.
Response to everything.
Watu si wajinga bwana. Wewe niambie tu kweli what's going on. I'm a grown-ass man. I'll plan myself.
Yes,
but just don't take me around in circles. Just tell me, Gerald, this is what I have.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Cinema and Theatre Break Show. We keep it 100% Kenyan cinema and theatre. And stopping by today is one of those people that I believe they've built this industry that we are enjoying today. Stopping by is an actor, a casting director, and also a director. And again, he's a teacher. He's bringing up new talents in the industry. Ladies and gentlemen, Gerald Langiri. Karibu.
Asante.
I'm so honored to have you.
I found the industry here, though. I didn't build it.
No. You found it. You found it. But I believe you are among those people who have been there through the process.
Yeah, 14 years is a long time.
It is.
14 years is a long time in the game.
Because I remember I used to watch you religiously on shows like Stay, on KTN back in the days. And then I also watched your House of Lungula, Kitambo. So looking at those type, I was actually revisiting the trailer last night of House of Lungula. And I was watching the trailer and I'm like, this is Gerald. And then some of the actors that were there, you look at them now, they have transformed.
They've made it.
They have made it.
Remember, they've made it.
So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You've been there.
Yeah.
If someone else has to say something about this industry, you're among those people that should say something about this industry.
No, I agree. And I have many things to say about this industry.
Welcome to the show. Nashukuru. I know you're a busy man. Creating this time to come on the show, it's an honor to us. You've done a lot. And joining the industry, you joined as an actor. And then you transition to directing. And now you're doing, you're a casting director. Many people who join this industry, especially the young ones, tend not to understand the difference between who is a director and who is a casting director. But today we are here just to, you know, shed some light on what the difference between the two. And before we get into that, I want to talk about acting. You did a lot of roles when coming, and now you're still acting. But there's a time you are, you know, roles after roles, roles after roles. What is that one role on that program you did that opened doors for you?
There's no product that will come out of Kenya without Gerald Langiri being in it.
Yes.
They call it a cartel.
Gatekeeper.
The gatekeeper hapana. Hakuna gatekeepers kwa industry. I think the role that really changed for me how I view this career actually was House of Lungula, because that's the one. Two roles. House of Lungula gave me a name. When I did a show, my role as Mr. Araka Smart on Papa Shirandula gave me their audiences. I think that's some of the things we always need to talk about as actors. Kuna hii project nitafanya hii nayo naifanya sababu ya pesa. Hii naifanya sababu ya fame. Hii naifanya sababu I'm an artist at heart. I am fulfilling some artistic pleasure inside of me. Kuna roles za kwamba by the way. So I think those two, because they came out of the same year, because Papa Shirandula 2014, and then also the same year 2014 is when House of Lungula dropped. So House of Lungula was in the cinemas, and the number of people who went to watch House of till today, people still remember me from House of Lungula.
Yes.
This is 10 years ago.
Yes.
At the same time, people still remember me from Papa Shirandula as well. Again, 10 years ago. So, and the audiences were different. Papa Shirandula was wengi hadi saini kinge koko building. Wewe Papa Shirandula. Mauchi, mamboto, wanasalimia, madini.
Yes.
House of Lungula, or to upmarket. Hey, Gerald Langiri, House of Lungula, right? Yes. And yet, I've done so many other projects along the way as well, yeah.
You should do a sequel of House of Lungula.
I think it's miaka imesonga pia. Tumezeeka sana bikibana. Vitu vingine tunazifanya. Tuko na watoto sahi bana.
Wapi bana?
Tuko na watoto sahi.
Don't understand. Because I think back then we used to call it it was a sexy comedy.
A sexy comedy.
Man.
What play in porn? It's just a sexy comedy. I mean, it's a romantic sexy comedy. I don't know why. And then KFCB gave it an 18+ PG. I'm like, bruh. The people who were writing them are really disappointed and happy at the same time. Like, what an anticlimax ending. However, watu walikuja kwa sababu zao mavasa kifikiri tenda kuangalia hapo ya Kenya. I'm like, no. It's a comedy.
Yeah.
It was hilarious. Till today, it's still House of Lungula. Like, it's just one of those funny films. Yeah.
Looking at 10 years ago and now, what is your take on the current state of Kenyan film industry?
Oh, I think we have better films now, though. Like, I think it's always sad whenever I hear people say that the best Kenyan film to ever come out of Kenya was still Nairobi Half-Life. I'm like, no, guys, come on. It's been years. And yes, kudos to Nairobi Half-Life for paving the way for the industry and actually making people get interested in the Kenyan film industry. But we've had many films since then. I mean, the 40 Sticks, for example, which came on Netflix. The Nafsis, which is on Netflix. We've had so many Showmax movies come out. The Disconnect, one, although two kidogo tulichanganyiwa kidogo hapo. But yeah, we've had many films. The Supermodels.
Yes.
We've had so many films which I think, for me, are worth just being mentioned, you know, among top films in Kenya. Yeah.
There is...
Vera just dropped the other day, and it's a beautiful film. So nikisikia mtu bado anasema, kuna mtu bado anafikiria 2012.
Yes.
That'll be Half-Life. I'm like, but we've had many. Unless it's a woman you don't interest, you could find out what films are there. But we've had, like, I think as an industry, we've really grown leaps and bounds. Technically, acting-wise, maybe there's stories where people are still complaining about our stories. But I think we have amazing content out there.
Why do you think so? People keeps on comparing our stories, saying we don't have stories. Do we really have a Kenyan story? Or what is this a Kenyan story?
Oh God, his story, by the way, a Kenyan story. It's a debate that will never end. What's a Kenyan story? I don't know. We've had riots happening juicy where Nini
doing reject
the bill.
Yeah.
If someone was to make that into a movie, would that be a Kenyan story? Let me ask you that.
I don't know.
Is it unique to us? It's not, though. It's riots are happening everywhere in the world. Protests happening everywhere in the world. So is it the language that we use that makes it a Kenyan story? Should we use Kiswahili more in our films? Tuachana Kizungu? Should we use, I don't know, the actors should all be looking some type of way? I don't know, because I think, honestly, stories are universal. I don't think there's something that happened to me uniquely to Gerald Langiri that I'll make a movie about myself and people say, oh, that's a Kenyan story. You get? So I don't think we necessarily need to Kenyanize it into a way where it's a Kenyan story. I think just tell beautiful stories. Nafsi, for example, which I was a casting director for.
Yes.
Beautiful story. A simple story. It's a story that is universal. A story that can happen to you in Kenya, a story that can happen to you in America. It doesn't really matter. But it was all shot with our actors, with the local dialects, kuna Kiluya maana pala nilitumika. So people in Kenya feel like as if they own the story. They feel like it's our story. But to be honest, it's a universal story. So I think we need to move away from what a Kenyan story is. We just need to stick to a good story. We don't need to Kenyanize it, to be honest. Yeah.
When you get a script, let's say in those active days you are an actor, what would you look for in a script? Now you've just received the script from your producer and they tell you, know what, this is your role. What was like your creative process when now you have the script?
What year in my career? Because I think there's a year in my career I didn't care. especially when I was starting out. The fact that you've given me a script, I am happy. I don't care what I'm needed to do. There's no creativity there. Umepatia role, mamangu. Hey, nayo, hey, to shoot lini. I think, over the years, as you find your part, as you find your brand, as you find your image, as you find, then of course now the couple of things I need to look at, which I think again shouldn't be that way, because I feel like many actors are limited to their values and to what a story is. I don't think I'm one of those actors. I'm one of those actors. You give me a script, I'll do it. In fact, the more challenging it is, the better for me, because then it pushes me out of my comfort zone. I'll give an example of an actor, Juicy, who was given a lead role. Na ilibida kuwa replaced because the guy couldn't remove his shirt, or rather couldn't kiss, or rather couldn't. I've had an actor who, for example, could not remove the hijab, for example. So I feel like as actors, then you are representing a character. It's not you as Gerald Langiri doing this. If you put your, and again, we respect it, if you put your religious beliefs into it, if you put your core values into it, and you feel like a script is not what you're doing it, we should respect it, but I feel sometimes it kind of just limits you as an actor. So I don't think there's no script which has landed on my table to me, which I feel like, I cannot do this. Yeah, there's a movie we did with a guy called Mwenda, which was called The Curse. This I think 2016 thereabout, and I was a family guy, and there's a scene where I had to rape my daughter.
Oh man!
I almost walked out of that set. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it completely. So then, and then when my daughter is about 10 years old, kamkulisha director, scene lazima ifanyike vile iko, nataka nivuve shati bado tu mbele ya mtoto hivi nipate juu yake, and I'm like, that just went against everything I believe in. Nikakumbushwa Gerald, si wewe unafanya. It's the character in the script. Think of it that way. It's the character in the script. Don't think of it like, I mean, eventually we did the scene, but it's just one of those scenes where, like I'm talking about body roll, because then it really messes you up with your mind. Some of those scenes,
And I think these are some of also the things that might get actors to get into, unstable mindset, especially after leaving a role, especially for those actors who appear on a TV show for like 5 years, and then now derolling from that role.
From a character.
From a character.
Yeah.
What do you think are the best way of just, owning up this character, and after you're done with it, you just leave it and become your other you now? Yeah. What do you think are the best way of doing this?
If we're in America, you go to the Maldives for a month or two. Of course, the pressure will pay for that. But I mean, if you're really good at what you do as an actor, those roles stick with you. How you end up moving away from them eventually after a show, either one, you take up a totally different character, totally different role, or just take a sabbatical kiasi, like, I'm not acting anything for the next 1 month or 2 months. Because there have been stories of actors who, season 1 starts, very humble people, very nice people, but then the character in the story tells them they're supposed to be this bad person. Cut, mtu bado ni bad person. As in, kuna watu tu like imeshina kuwatoka. And you really can't blame them. Kuna time I think even as casting issues come up, ati waka sikiza mza kuringa. I'm like, what character yake kwa story iko hivyo? So ni character yake imemwingia. And exactly, and you really can't blame them for how they're acting on story, especially if those long-term characters. Sometimes they stick with you. How you derole, I don't know, go for therapy, I guess.
If you have to, then.
If you have to go for therapy, or just take a sabbatical, or just remind yourself this is just work for me. This is not who I really am. This is just work for me. And just I think also having just a good circle of friends, if not in the industry or outside, just people who just keep reminding you, bro, Stay humble. I think for me, that's always been, my circle of friends have always reminded me, Gerald, wewe kwetu, wewe ni Gerald.
Yeah.
Karingie watu wako huko nje. Hapa nyumbani tutatuletea usta. Unajua, kama hivyo. Such small steps, I think, can really help actors, just because the actors, like the actors who became drunkards in real life because the characters were drunks.
Man, you know, you've done a lot of roles when it comes to acting.
Yeah.
Now you went into directing.
Yeah.
How was the transitioning? What was the turning point for you and decided, you know what, I want to go into directing? Yeah.
I mean, for many directors, again, this is not a rule, but for many directors, most of them had an acting background. Because I think a lot of directors, for me, I group directors to the technical directors, and then the actor directors. Most actor directors are actually being actors because they know how the actors feel. They know how to bring out the best in an actor. They know how to bring out, you know, a character in an actor. They know how to explain it into words, so that then if you really require a good performance out of an actor, you know how to switch that switch on. Of vis-a-vis technical directors who are more about lighting, editing, character, my camera angle, my shots, etc. Now if you get the director who has both, then those are really amazing directors because at least now they know how to balance both. So for me, it wasn't like really a hard transition because again, I've always prided myself in trying to get to learn new things every single day. So when I started acting, I was like, okay. Actually, I became a casting director way before even becoming a director. And actually, even I don't direct as much, to be honest. My own personal projects, but you know, maybe in the future I might just fully go into it. But yeah, from acting to casting, directing to now directing my small projects. That journey has been, I think, mostly because of curiosity. I'm not actually who will find huko nyuma ya kamera anaangalia anafanya nini. Niko pale nyuma ya village, okay, so hii shot ilikuwa nini? Nasikiza director akipeana instructions pale, learning on the job, listening. Oh, okay, let me go to YouTube and also see what you know this is. Get a book here and read. I've always been that guy who really wants to absorb as much information as possible. So for me, that journey wasn't really. So I haven't directed anything major, to be honest. Apart from short films here and there, apart from, you know, my own personal projects. But I think casting directing is what I was really now really embraced fully.
Talking about, you know, just grasping knowledge here and there. For actors, did you go to school for it?
No.
Do you think there's importance of going to school for it?
Oh yes. I'll give an example. There's a project I finished casting for, and I don't know who was telling this story. I swore it's not something I would write on Instagram because I'm very vocal about some of these things.
Yes.
Because I felt if I wrote this on Instagram, people might kill me. The Kenyan actors especially. There's a project we were casting for, and we had auditions in Kenya and Uganda. Okay, it's supposed to be a high school teenage show. It's not yet out. So then after we're done with the Kenyan auditions, we're like, that's it, we're done. We have our actors, but you know what? Because then we also said we'll go to Uganda. Let's go to Uganda, guys, and see what Uganda has to offer. My mind was blown away. I am sorry to say this to my Kenya actors, but Uganda actors have something if you're not careful. If they got big opportunities, they probably beat us by miles ahead. And you know what? The one thing I noticed about the Ugandan actors, they all go to school for it. Because during auditions, when someone came up and did a really amazing performance, as a casting director, like you want to find out more about them. So, hi, what do you do? What you've been doing? Oh, I am currently in a theater class at the University of what? Or I'm currently doing a degree in theater and film. I'm currently doing while I think for many Kenyan actors, our acting skills are in us, like najua kuact, niko nayo kuact. But then what the Ghana actors do furthermore from that having their natural ability is go to school. So acting yao imeenda shule. If that makes sense, like it's refined acting. You can actually see acting that is just wow. So after Uganda, we had to like relook at our Kenyan options. And then, like, you know, by the way, producer, we saw that we can't carry more actors from Uganda. But when you brought those actors on set in Kenya, the Kenyan actors were like, okay, Gerald, our actors watu wa wapi.
Wow.
And for me, like, I was really happy because it was talent that was like, I was like, wow, okay. Yeah, so no, there isn't acting schools in Kenya. I mean, now a couple are coming up. We have acting coaches coming up, and you know, the theater degrees. But yeah, is it important to go to school for acting? Definitely it is. It's important to go to school for anything. I mean, you need the knowledge before you can actually get the practicality of it. Do most actors do that? I don't think most actors do that. Because again, also to go to school you need money.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
do you have the money to go to an acting school? If you do, please,
Yes.
by all means go, because then again, the more knowledge, the more know how you know, the more knowledge you have, the better for you. Actually there's a difference between actors who are just actors. Maybe the joke who act, opposed to, you know, I know to act, but also I've been trained to do ABCD. There's a huge disparity.
Because there's always that, you know, industry discussion for those like industry students and you know, actors who are coming from school. There's always that discussion, you know. And when it comes to directing, especially the casting directing, this is where we really want to focus on, because most guys who are joining the industry, some of them, you know, people see us and they just keep on inboxing you and they're like, naeza pata Geral, naeza ingiaje acting. Nani. What would you tell them, especially for the guys who are coming in the industry as a casting director?
Go to school. Get to know. Because again, you're right. Because I get a lot of DMs, a lot. And I'm not talking about just one or two. Almost every single day, there's a WhatsApp message, there's a DM on Instagram, there's a DM on Facebook, there's an email coming through. Saying the same thing. Hi, I'm an actor. I want to start out. I want to. And my journey doesn't have to be your journey, but this is how I went through it. Because remember, I joined the industry when I was 26 years old. I joined the industry 2011, and I was coming from a corporate background. Because my degree is actually not even in film. My degree is in computing and internet systems. So my background is actually IT. So when I joined the industry, the one thing I needed to know, also because of my background, because IT, people who do IT courses know that research is like one of the, you shall forever be on that computer researching and trying to learn something new. So my thing was that, like, I'm going to join an industry that I know nothing about. I mean, yes, I've always acted ever since I was young, primary, high school, etc. So this is a professional acting industry now. How do I go about it? I read a lot. I actually wrote a 5-year plan. Before I did it, I actually had a 5-year plan as to where I am joining and where I want my career in the next 5 years to be. Like a whole plan of, by year 1, I want to have achieved this. By year 2, I want to have achieved. By year 3, I want to achieve. By year 4, by year 5, like so. And to be honest, I stuck to that plan. And I grew so fast in this industry because I came to realize there are no systems in this industry. So then if you come from that knowledge, that background of, I need to have a system in place for me to actually grow. I grew up really fast. And there was always that backlash and that, Langiri ni nani? Ameingia tu industry tu juzi na amekuja hapa kutuambia kuhusu sijui create your profile, sijui join the Actors Guild. Who is this?
But they were very vocal about it.
Because I had a plan, because I knew this is where I want to be. And maybe if not in front of the camera, at least somewhere still in the industry doing my thing. So first thing, actors, do your research. I'd respond to an email faster. If that actor came to me and told me, hi, my name Gerald is so and so, please find attached my headshots. Okay, please find attached my showreel. Please find attached my monologue. Please attached vis-a-vis an actor. Hey, sasa, hey, sasa poa. Minda kuapta maze. Si ukue basi nini kuzuia. And then I'm called rude. Because one, I don't think I'd approach a corporate Safaricom company with hi HR. Ngoja nijibu. Hi,
those guys are busy, but
we are busy people. I don't have time to reply to every hi that comes to my DM. So you need to get high and get to the point. What is that you want? And not just the point of hi, I want to become an actor. Like, hi, here are my tools. This is because you've done your research. You know what is required of you as an actor. It's not upon me to teach you what it is that you need to send me as a casting director. Remember, mko wengi. I put a casting code, I get 1,000 emails. And I need to shortlist those 1,000 emails to about 200, 300 people so I can call the in for auditions. Our 700, nitawachuja aje. because I can't see all that. I mean, we've moved from the days where you go to National Theatre and see a poster.
Yes.
And then people show up and people line up at auditions. Come on, things have progressed. Okay? Kitambo, no one would have asked you for a headshot. I remember my first acting gig, a show called Mashtaka, kina Kiseo, kina Kimaita, Ken TV. I walked into that office with my CV in hand. Oh, yes, mimi I did the interview.
Unataka corporate one.
Mimi nataka corporate one. Ukienda interview lazima ubebe CV yako. Uende pale kwa HR, hi, this is my interview.
Yeah. This is my CV.
Exactly. This is my CV. So I think it was Kiseo that time. Nikapatia, hi, this is my CV. I'm here for kuna new project na come up, and I'm here to try out for it. The guy took my CV and looked at it cheka. You know, in the years I've been in this industry, Gerald, no one has ever given me no actor has ever put a resume on my table. You are the first. So after by then come over suit and a tie. Maybe at the interview, not knowing.
Yeah.
That's actually what made the difference.
Yeah.
Because this guy that didn't look at me now as just Msani. And again, this is a professional actor who knows what he's doing, what he wants. So of course that risk was already there. The impression already is built. This was like on a Tuesday, Wednesday. I can be come out for trials on Friday. We shall have mock shoot. I went there, Kiswahili changu cha Mombasa, lawyer, nikapata kazi yangu ya kwanza ya acting kama lawyer.
Wow.
Did the same thing for the next show called Mali. That time it was a casting director, his name was Lenny Juma. So by that time I've grown from not just giving them my normal office CV. More research told me I need to have a headshot. Headshot, and then attach it with your acting CV, with your bio and nini. Interviews are Mali nilienda. We were almost like 900 and something people.
Wow.
I was the only one.
Oh my God.
I was the only one. It was Alison that time.
Yes.
And Lenny Juma on that panel. I was the only one to go. Like walked in, hi guys, this is my headshot, this is my CV. Then I went and stepped on my ex.
Wow.
Hadi wa leo, hawajai sahau.
Wow.
But you see, it's those small things. Like, because again, my thing always is, out of 10 actors who are really good, what determines which one we pick? That's to be that X factor. And I'm not saying that's a headshot or a showreel, but that's to be something else in you that makes you stand out. Now, in today's world, it's many things. Today's world is how many followers you have on social media, you know, what projects you've done before, how is your CV, do you have a good reputation, are you easy to work with? That's what other factors to think about now. But back in the then, it was those small things. So, but even now, and it's because we have an actors, we have a casting the directors WhatsApp group.
Yes.
These are some of the things we talk about. We actually for cousin, are they professional or not? Are they something for me? If you're gonna come to my DM because you want to become an actor, come correct. Come knowing your stuff as well, because then it tells me, okay, we're a finance CV. And there are so many actors who know that as well. But there's also so many actors who just don't. But I always say, if you have a phone that you can get on Instagram to DM me, it means you have data, it means you have Wi-Fi. It also means you can go to Google and Google how to become an actor. So simple, just go Google how to become an actor. You'll get so much information. Take a month or two of just learning, reading. Also, the industry requires this of me. Also, I need to have a headshot, I need to have a showreel. I need to have, you know, like, and it's not just a headshot, normal headshot. I need to have a headshot that is either holistic, which is just like one you can just use for every audition, or I need to have several dramatic headshots. I need to have a funny headshot. What am I applying for a comedy or is it a drama? Oh, it's a comedy. So then my headshot will look different from the headshot I'm applying for a dramatic show with. Or you can just have one which is, because again, peer photographers, see it in cheap people sana. So they just need to have one generic, we call it a generic headshot.
Yes.
That this is what I shall be using to apply for auditions with.
And keep them updated.
Keep them updated every year actually. I think every year should have a new headshot. It's not a showreel because I'm starting. I'm like, it's fine. My initial showreel, which I'm so ashamed to look at right now, were from short films I did.
Wow.
Were from videos. I used to have a camcorder. I used to have a camcorder. When I created the site Actors.k, I used to have a camcorder, which I recorded myself.
This was yours?
Actors.k. Yeah, that was my website.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I recorded my first video. And so those small clips, so I on smartphones, which record better than some of the cameras we have.
Yes.
Go take a monologue, record yourself. took another record yourself, put it into a show. As in you pretty much have no reason right now. Nikwambia nitumie show reel. Uniambie sina. Ni sawa, you're starting out. Mpatia sekata kanini monologue, because then, again, how do I know you can act if I actually don't see it? How do I judge? I can't judge from a picture. The picture gives me an image of who you are, but the video, the show reel, or the monologue, or the demo reel shows now, okay, akona talent to you. Kitu anaweza fanya, let's try out. And the bad actors say me even like the worst of videos, like camera quality ni mbaya, but kuna kitu pale. So sometimes I'm not extremely biased. After all, we are human beings, and we always have this role as a casting director. I want you to succeed so that I can succeed. Because then if you are amazing and you present yourself well, the day I present you as an option in that casting room or that project, and you get taken, I'm happy to have been a person to say, you know, we'll discover you. My happiness kujua, apart from the normal faces, kuna actor mwenyewe amekuja na ndo huyu hapa, and then they end up becoming stars, for example. For me, I think that's my joy as a casting director.
Wow.
Yeah.
You've done casting for a couple of projects.
Yeah.
Both films and telenovelas or local TV dramas. And one that I think for me, it just come on top of mind is 46.
46,
because 46 became something but when it came out, and you identifying those characters. What are some of the things that drives you when it comes, you know, I need this person to play this role? Because getting the right person to play the role, I think is the most important thing for a film. Because if you get it wrong on casting, then that's it. You'll be looking at a role this person is supposed to deliver, but you look at the role and look at the person playing it, and you're like, no, I'm fit. You know, what are those like key things that makes you to identify, you know, this is the person that fits this role, these are the person that fits this role?
First of all, a big shout out to my producer for 46, because I think he was he trusted in me to do the casting. Kuna processes sometimes, especially on these commission shows. Some projects where the producer feels they need to have a say in everything. This one I was told, Gerald, this is the script, read it. So I was given a script, read it, and read it. Because for me, that's my process. Apart from just giving me a character Bible, can you give me the actual script so I can read it? Because I need to hear how these characters speak.
Wow.
Watu wengi huwa wanakunyima script.
Yes, wanakupatia Bible and then that's
character
it.
Bible, when but character man 40 years, woman 50 years, man 40 years ni wengi, woman 40 years ni wengi. I'm looking for beautiful woman who, I'm like, hao ni wengi.
Wako.
But give me the script to understand this character's journey. So then when I'm doing my casting choices, I understand who character alianza hapa akamaliziki hapa. Also how they speak, because you can be beautiful, but you're beautiful, to some beautiful nini, beautiful brother. Or you could be beautiful model. I am, you know. How the characters speak on paper.
Yes.
I always say this: 70% of casting is done on the script. A good script, pretty much as I read this story, as I read these characters, as I read these dialogues, I can hear this character speak in my mind. I start formulating a picture of who this person is. Okay, so 30-year-old man walks into a room. Goes and swings, walks into a bar, okay? Orders whiskey and not beer. Those are two different people. If the guy walks into order whiskey and the guy walks into order beer, are two different people for me. So now, Tari in charge, you're okay. He's a whiskey taker, he's not a beer taker.
Yes.
If it was a beer taker, how would he probably be looking? I don't know. Because beer is beer too. If it's a whiskey taker, this is a guy who also has taste in you know, a guy who likes to find things in life. Same to beer, I'm sinchapa jaman. Same to beer. Nakunywa zote, nakunywa beer na whiskey, by the way. But already
wanasema wanakunywaga na mood.
Thank you. Ingekuwa ambayo mtu ambaye ndix konyagi. That already sets up for me who this character is. So such details, apart from just give me a character Bible to tell me, girl, just give me a guy who's such. I need to know such details. Okay, the location is an upmarket bar, is it a low market bar? fine, maybe it's a half market bar, but ni mtu wa ghetto ameingia hiyo bar kwa sababu anaenda kuchunguza kuiba. So who do I cast? Do I cast a Lodeki or do I cast a Torongongo somewhere out there? You get? So such details for me determine how I cast. So then the bit about 40 sticks. So one of those projects where I was given the freedom to cast. Okay, so I was given the script, I read it, 2, 3, 4 days, I read the script, and now give us suggestions. I gave them suggestions. We didn't actually have physical auditions for 40 sticks. It was more of, it wasn't a public call. Actually, it was. Actually, we put a call, but then a lot of the actors there, I already presented to them, I want so-and-so, I want Arabron for this. For me, I think my biggest casting bulb for that thing is for the role of Cajetan. We need a pastor who, because the brief was saying we need a pastor who looks like, what's that pastor who? Pastor Ezekiel. Pastor Ezekiel, that huyu jamaa wa Eldoret kwanga na followers wengi tunga nani?
Ezekiel no Mombasa.
Huyu pastor mwingine nani? He's known. Pastor War. I need a Pastor War type of guy. Like, who else looks like Pastor War if not Cajetan? But Cajetan act. Yes. Can actually act. Like, you're Cajetan, but what he, but actually he was an actor, Tembo. So such decisions are again, that's what I'm saying, 70% of the script determines my casting, because the script will lead me towards the characters. Okay, so looking for a bougie guy who looks, Andrew comes to mind. So of course, then as a casting director, you need to give 3 or 4 options. So then also the director, because the director is the person who normally makes the final decision, can tell me, okay, now this, and then now you put them together in a room. Do they have chemistry? Do they have chemistry? Yes, we have chemistry. So then that's how we come up with our cast for. The lead girl, I remember, was really hard. Shiviske did an amazing job on that as well. But also getting that character, I think for me was also a bigger headache, because then who do you know can mask themselves as a boy and then really it's a girl?
Yes.
Like those innuendos. So for me, 46 was just amazing, because
you need to be very detailed.
Exactly. So it's just not people think casting is just show your actor. No. The good ones stay true to the story. The good ones stay true to the story. Again, also a lot of this is just based, I think, on not misconception, but most of those things where I say to a dread in the mwizi. Of course now it's changed, but kitambo roles za watu wa dread hazingekuwa nyingi kama hivyo. Unajua watu wa prison wanakaaje? Watu ni wezi wanakaaje? Unajua kuna hizo maswali sana.
Sikizi wezi wanavaa suti bana.
But again, the whole psychology to it as well.
Oh yes.
For example, why do they draw Batman with a jaw box-shaped jaw? Why do they draw Superman with a box-shaped jaw, for example? Yet Lex Luthor has a round face. Why do all the bad guys have round faces? There's a psychology to it.
Okay.
There's a whole, if you sit down with a criminologist, they'll tell you these things. Kuna criminologist anaweza kwa room. Nasema huyu ni mwizi huyu na huyu. From their behavior, from their mannerism, from how they sit, from how they act, from how they talk. Kuna kitu kidogo ni shida. Psychologists and criminologists know these things. So again, also casting needs to, as a cast director, I need also to know a bit of psychology based on that. Like, with the camera, what are people seeing? Before they even talk, do they know this is a bad guy?
Wow.
Or is this a good character?
Wow.
Like there's the whole science behind it as well.
And this is something also actors need to know when they come for auditions.
Exactly.
Because sometimes, they get, I don't know if rejected is the right word to use.
Yeah.
They get not chosen. Okay.
Yeah, no, they get rejected. That's fine, you can use that word. Ulikataliwa bro. Haikuwa yako hiyo.
They get rejected and then they go home.
It's part of the process. I think actors, I think you get rejected much more than you ever get roles. The rejection is much more than you actually securing. So it's fine. It's part of the process of being an actor. Yeah.
But do you have remorse when you tell someone, don't call us, we'll call you?
No, me I didn't tell you don't call us, call me. I'll tell you there and then. No, we shall not call you. Please don't expect a call from us. Of course, I wouldn't say that shrewdly. I mean, and I appreciate many actors. Some general, you at least your profession. You tell us the people you audition for, you never hear from them again. So they know that psychology of nilipata ama sikupata, nitapigiwa simu ama sitapigiwa simu. But my rule of thumb is, as an actor, once you audition, please go home and forget about that audition. Whether I will call you or not, that is totally beyond you. Okay. Now, of course, me, I try. I try. Either in my forms, I'll tell you, if you don't hear from us by this certain date, chances are you didn't get it. I'll tell you on email. Like, hi guys, after first audition, unfortunately, you won't move to the next step. Or after the second step, unfortunately, we now have our cast. Haujapata hizo roles zingine. But if something comes up along the way, a small role, and I'll probably call you for that. Because I like considering people who come to audition first. For roles opposed to just getting someone who is new. So me as Gerald, I communicate. Yeah, I tell actors, because being an actor, I'd love to know, because that torture of, because it's a big project.
Yes.
You've given it your 100%. A week has gone by. Uliambiwa kama kazi moja kufanya. Kwa room they told you, well done. That was a great performance.
Yes.
But and maybe it was a great performance. Again, and these are some of the things actors need to understand. Yes. Sometimes you really are a good actor. But that's because the character just didn't fit you, though. And you are right. The actors need to know what characters they fit in. And many actors will argue about this. No, but don't put me in a box. Oh, but yeah, but I can do ABCD. I am versatile. Ndani yako, maybe you are versatile. Me ndani yangu, I can be that hunk. Mimi ndani yangu, I see myself as a guy who has a six-pack. Mimi ndani yangu, by the way I feel, like me, and that if I walk into a room, every woman will stop, look at it, who's that guy?
Who's that guy?
The reality on the ground, however, is what you can angalia, they don't see that. I mean, maybe one or two people will see that. So there's what you feel inside you, you can do. And then there's the reality which is beyond your control.
What can be seen?
The reality of what people see in you is totally different from what you see in yourself. And maybe actors need to do that. Maybe actors have to understand, okay, this is what I think my capabilities are. Okay? But are people seeing the same thing? If they are not, then you failed in how you package and present yourself. Because I'll give an example. For me, when I started off initially in my career, all my headshots, I never used to smile. I was always in a suit. I never used to smile, because again, I've come to realize people look at me and see lawyer. People look at me and see cop. People look at me and see Baba Nani, that serious guy, the CEO, because given the roles I was getting initially when starting off my career, lawyer, police, I used to get those roles. So then my packaging and my branding and my image and how I present myself would always be me in a suit, because that is what you see. Hata nikiva t-shirt nakatuka chali tu fulani mwenye huyu ajui jokes ni nini. You know, in fact, my first comedic role, I was of Lungula, was because the director, Alexandros Konstantars, we used to hang out together, and he was like, hey, but Gerald, you know you can actually do comedy, you're so funny. I'm like, well, but how come you always cast in this ngumu roles? I'm like, because that's what people see in me. I'm like, no, we need to do a movie. And that's how I did a show called In the Forest. If you remember, a show called In the Forest, which was on YouTube as well. I think I was no, Gerald, you're the first content creator in Kenya. I'm like, what do you mean? You used to have talk shows. Called In the Forest. Then now we did House of Lungula. Then now we did Fundimentals. Now Papa Shirandula came along.
Fundimentals.
So now from there I used to change. Now I changed how I package myself.
Yes.
Because Sanika adapt. Because okay, people now know I can do serious roles. People now don't know I can do comedy as well. So then I need to now find an image, a balance in between how to package this into what I put out there.
When it comes to typecasting, is it an actor's fault or an industry fault?
It's a society's fault.
Oh, okay. How's that?
It's a society's fault. How many times have you walked in the dark alley and saw a tall dark guy and ukarudi? So many times. Mara ngapi ushasema huyu jamaa anataka mwizi? Mara ngapi ushasema hiyo statement?
Mara kadhaa.
Huyu jamaa akona dreadlocks, huyu jamaa after bangi.
By the way.
How many times have you, like, it's a society's fault? It's not an actor's fault or a director's fault, because sometimes, no matter kwambia, there are those certain looks which society have put on a level of huyu anakaa hivi, so most probably ako hivi. Also society is hot because most of the people, for example, ukiangalia makanga wengi wao tunywele tu nini ni kama mtu akatu hivi. Sisemi kwa kama makanga wenye nini kwa sababu watu wameoga wako
hao spametro.
But wengi wao ukiangalia tu nakatu wamejiachilia. So then if you come with that image in an audition and see mimi ndako kwa hiyo box. Society dictates to me that if you look a certain type of way, then you probably are this type of person. Okay, back to the question of why is Batman always drawn with a box shaped?
Yes. Yeah.
Why are the good guys always looking chiseled? Why are the bad guys always having a round face, for example? It's because society has created this image and illusion for us about human beings. Again, it's psychological. It's probably trauma. Probably watu wengi tukiwa wadogo watu kuuta miadarati wanakangaaje. Wengi wao tumecrack, wengi wao
macho zimenyanya.
So kuna tu na pengine utaleta vuti bange mata vuti hata mata nini tu akona mtu akona allergies.
Manze,
lakini sababu akona hizo distinctions, those small facial features. If you walk into a room and that is you're here for what role? I'm here for, let's say, the pastor's role. Hey bro, na hizo ni watu nyanya na kanivyo kwa pastor. Who will believe your word? Who will trust? Which congregant will trust that you are my pastor?
Who will believe your word?
Who will believe your word? No, like umekuja hapa macho nyanya, mlilist tumecrack na afu nipate role ya pastor.
Yeah, unless it's a rogue pastor.
And exactly, I guess unless now the story tells me, no, but who pastor, his past alikuwa mtu wa he's reformed. So that makes sense to me as to why this pastor is like, oh, okay, it makes sense because kwa story, alikuwa hivi na hivi, he's now reformed, he used to be, exactly. So such decisions, either the story dictates for me, ama tu kwa tu vitu, as in, and this is the one job I always say I'm able to judge people. You know how the people say, don't judge. I'm sorry, but being as director, one of those things I have to judge. When I'm asked, Gerald, give me a handsome man. How do I know how a handsome man looks like? How do I? How does a straight up man like me look at another man and think, oh, but I think you're handsome, you can do this? Script, I'm looking for a handsome 30-year-old man. I'm like, where?
And look,
are you handsome? Like, how do I know if Lodeki is handsome? Why would I go to, I don't know, Atokodi or, you know, like how do I...
how do I arrive to that, man?
It's, it's one of those jobs where I feel like I just need to put myself in those shoes, people's shoes, and think to, wait, babe, chali ni handsome ama si handsome kwako? Yuko tu na huyu. Then like you ask,
na bebe ogopi akisema wewe handsome na huko hapo.
Bebe wangu nasema tu babe tuko like generally speaking. Umuuliza ka babe mahali.
Okay.
Do you think this man is handsome or no?
Yes,
you know, like some of those things. So some of those jobs I just need to like I am put in a position to judge people because it's what the work calls for. It calls me to judge people, to judge what is beautiful, what is not. Script says looking for 30-year-old beautiful woman. Okay, beautiful kwangu si beautiful kwako. It's one of those things. Like maybe me I like dark skinned women who are my yellow. So then if I present these options to clients, watachoose gani na gani? The man anasema for many actors once you audition, forget that audition, like move on. After that it's beyond you. Because I also get those actors who call me after every now and then, hey, you could audition in that. Imagine you've done your part in audition. If I call you, I call you. If I don't, where do you talk kupata? Like move on to other things.
Wow.
Yeah, but usike kwa roho hiyo audition ndio hiyo. Utadisappointika na utalia tu bure and then you
There's the issue of actors saying some of them they're being blacklisted. And to me I always feel for actor to get a role there needs to be a casting director. So when they say they are being blacklisted, who is to be blamed? And is it true that there are actors in Kenya who are being blacklisted?
Oh yes.
For what reason?
Even in the newspapers you see, oh, this employer no longer ceases to work for this company because they stole money. Even in the newspapers, even in the corporate world, it happens that. Yeah, so of course if you're an actor who's an instance, and they're there. The actors who are an instance, the actors who just...
What gets them to that point though?
Ego, I can say it's ego. I can say it's pride. For some of them, any personal problems they have. I mean, you have an actor who's constantly late to work. You have an actor who, however disgruntled you can be, they come and insult you as the producer. Kwenda weka nacho yako pia wewe. You have an actor who comes to work drunk. Mimi siwezi act kama sijavuta bangi yangu na kunywa pombe yangu. Wako, imagine wako. You get an actor who salo kinga tu hivi. The next 2 days ni mgonjwa because anapiga sherehe yake. As in kuna so many HR issues that come up with our actors. Some are solvable. Some are like, okay, so let's sit down and talk about it. Some are like, by the way, bro, siko bad, nimekuoshia mkono, but I can't work with you ever again. It happens. I think the word blacklisting is used badly because then it feels like you're such a bad person. Because again, maybe it was just me. I couldn't understand. We couldn't get along. Probably the next producer, you probably work with them very amazingly because they know how to work with you. But yeah, the actors who just are difficult to work with, to be honest. Same thing with crew. It's not just there's crew who also blacklisted. The producer who didn't work with Gerald, rather go work with Isaiah or Lorella because hey, Gerald atanipasha. Mimi nakupasha nitakwambia tu kweli baadhi hapo na hapana na nini, but is that a bad thing to have? So I'm saying the things which are solvable, but the things which are just not so yeah. So I don't think it's quote unquote blacklisting because I don't think a whole industry unless you killed someone a whole industry can say we're not working with Lodeki. A whole industry cannot blacklist you. But yeah, there are certain producers where also because people talk. There's an actor who walked out on set the other day because on set of a project you were doing, and they were key actor because of the differences they had with producer. So sometimes it's not the casting director that blacklists you.
No producer.
It's most of the time it's producers like Gerald. Give me options for actors. I put Lodeki in that option. Huyu actor mtoe tafadhali. Huyu actor like last project alisumbuana. And so even just producers, sometimes it goes even a step further to the clients. You know, you sit, I've had my auditions. I like you. I want to work with you. I present you to a client. I'm like, no. This guy alisumbua ile show nyingine. So it's not blacklisting. That's why at some point ulichafua tu jina yako karibu. And
so it's an actor's problem.
Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Because I just don't want to blame the actors completely because that's what I'm saying. Some of those issues are personal. Some of those issues ni mtu alinyimwa kitu mahali ikakuona sasa huyu sitafanya kazi na yeye tena.
Okay.
Aliomba kitu vibaya mahali. Ikasema kana tukupatie. Sasa ukiangalia huyu dem mimi jana sipati kazi. Kwa nini? Ile project nyingine, and when you ask the actor like no Gerald, if nikwambia kweli this producer director wanted me, I said no, and now they're blacklisting me because of that. So in such situations, if that's the reason, then I have to come in and mediate. Brother kiwa naume ude mwenye alifanya nini ndio kweli akufanya kitu yote mbaya, si ndio? Sasa mna mnyima because of ABCD. I've had those talks. Apart from the obvious ones where anaka kweli ni msumbufu, ni kichongo tunajua huyu aka tukianza na hii kazi hatutamaliza na yeye because scheduling, because timing, because akona mambo mengi, because ni mjeuri, because watu wana complain about kuna vile zingine pia si blacklisting, zingine tu ni mtu tu mahali tu alinyimwa kitu mahali ama someone had a misunderstanding somewhere with someone, and that's why now they're not getting work. So it's not necessarily an actor's problem. I think it's just between those two parties. What happened for you to say utaki huyu actor? Yeah.
When it comes to the new actors,
Gen Zs. I'm not upcoming actors because Gen Z actors.
When it comes to the new actors,
yeah,
what do you think are the most major mistakes that they do when they are coming in the industry?
Expectations. They work into the industry with expectations which cannot be met tomorrow. I feel like wakona mbio. Some of us are here after 14 years.
Yeah.
That's why we're able to sit in these interviews, panels, and have you call me in as a guest. and sit in some of those panels that we're sitting, because over time we've proven ourselves what capable of doing whatever it is we need to do. I feel like a lot of young people now walk in with expecting to be like Gerald Langiri, not understanding that Langiri had a journey to get to wherever he is. So most of them want to enter and get it fast. I mean, kama unipe a million bob fanya kazi yako, like a million, na hata mimi mwenyewe sikuwa lipa million bob baba. Wewe unaingia watakulipwa kama umeingia watakulipwa kama main actor wetu, na wewe ni supporting actor. Na ubede no, ubede talk to my lawyer, talk to my manager, talk to my
my social media strategist.
Social media strategist. I'm like, bro, you're just starting out. Forget your social media numbers. You're just starting out. Put it, like so many actors, I've had to call them on the side. Ingiza mguu moja hapo ndani kwanza. This is a Showmax show. Ingiza mguu moja hapo ndani. Ingiza show going to Netflix. Ingiza tu mguu hapo. At least people get to know. Yes, on social media you are a star because you've been doing your TikTok videos and whatever. But then you also want to become an actor. How the industry operates in this end, not the same way the industry operates out there. Out there, you have full control of your content and media because it's you creating it. Out here, we have channels and systems to, in place. So you just walking, tapping your chest. Do you know who I am? We do know who you are, but brother, let's humble. So I think for me, it's the expectation of thinking. You walk into the industry and tomorrow you're the star. Tomorrow you're driving that big car. Tomorrow you are, and then also because once you understand the business of film, I think when you are, I want your understanding here, a few do, the very young, a few smart young people I've had the pleasure of working with, guys who would give work over and over again, but kuna wengine wao bado kidogo ile kama ni kiburi, sio kiburi, I'm maybe just understanding of how the industry works.
There's the business part, and there is now those who come in as a passion or a hobby.
Yeah. No, that's true. And I feel like, unlike Tembo, when people were actually really motivated by passion, right now when people are motivated by let me not say money, but the lifestyle. I'm an actor. People need to see I'm an actor. I'm always on Instagram posting behind the scenes. I'm always on Instagram. But you forget to unasahau kuna kesho. So that longevity to stay in the industry for long, some of them I feel will not do that because they've entered the industry with a mindset that is not long enough.
Wow. They are casting that I know. There's you, there's Lorella, there is Isaiah. Those are the key casting director that I know.
There are many. There's Brian, there's Nino Ashera,
there is. There is. But I'm just saying on top of my... there is this thing that is called coach casting. And especially it's women who complain about it. Before they get a role, they have to lie on a coach somewhere. Do you think it's happening in our industry?
It's happening. It's so bad. The women actually come to me thinking they need to sleep with me to give them roles.
So it's them who are initiating it?
No. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
Well, okay, first of all, it's not as, let's talk about now. It's not as bad now because there are so many avenues to expose such thoughts in the industry. A lot of the time, a long time, back in the day before the Instagrams and the Facebooks, it used to happen a lot. Because then there wasn't, the cake in the industry was small. And the people who are eating this cake are very few. So then you as an actor, you either have to go through producer A, B, or C to get into the industry, or casting director A, B, and C to get into the industry because opportunities hazikuwa nyingi. So the few opportunities that are there were shared among very few people. So then if you as an actor starting out, you either have to know A, B, C, D, producer A, B, C, D, or casting director A, B, C, D. So then a lot of producers or cast directors just take advantage of that, or directors like and because a lot of actors were desperate to actually get into the industry, they would be willing to do
whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. Let's say that. I know of one, of course I can't mention names here.
Yes.
Who several actresses complained about. But they Gerald do jamaa mliniambia hivi. After hii naambia joke wangu, after hii I'm like Now, to be honest, as a man, if you're a hot woman and you look at you like, you probably kuna vile too as a man, you want to hanya there, like, oh, but so when you as a woman, you have every right to say no, because then no one is forcing you into that. But if you feel like you really also have to go ahead and do that, hapa uta blame producer or casting director. Na ku blame wewe. And I feel like many people who also agree to do these things either do not know how the industry operates, also who don't know how to maneuver the industry, also don't know how to, because so many times I've fought against this. If you feel you need to undress to someone to get a role, either you're a bad actor, because you don't believe in your talent, because then if you did, you don't have to sleep with anyone to get hired, or two, you just want it easy, and you feel like, okay, maybe this is my shortcut way in. You get. And also, it's not an industry problem, just acting industry. I think this happens even in the corporate world. Even in Hollywood. That's why the whole Me Too movement that came out. It is a global problem. But I feel now it's really reduced because people now can really get exposed. Yeah. Right now, Lodeko kinaambia jaraba leo nipatie nini ama nifanye nini. Lodeki aliniambia
do this time.
Utaacha my friend, hutaifanya hivyo tena.
Yes.
So casting still exists. I don't know. I've never been a coach caster before. So I don't think there's anyone come and say jaraba leo
Sijasikia mwe amesema.
Sijaisikia pia mimi, but it's one of those, like, I feel like it's not an industry problem, it's a personal problem. Si shida ya kila mtu hii. Hii ni shida ya wewe na huyo mtu mtaka kulala naye. Because wewe ulifeel lazima nini? Na yeye alikutaka na ukaingia box. Mambo yenyu haituhusu sisi wengine. Wewe bora ufika kwa set ufanye kazi yako choose sawa, lakini haituhusu. So is it still there? I don't know. Lately I've not had for the past 3, 4, 5 years I've not had people complain about podcast, because also now there's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of systems in place. People know now if you want to apply for audition, go to Gerald Langiri's page. I'll post an audition there. You apply for me your headshot. You apply for me your showreel. I will cast you. I will not cast you. Or whether you fit my brief or not. But you told me because that but that's what I'm saying. It got back to a point even now. Even me to get such DMs. I won't lie to you. I have DMs of women saying, Gerald, how about your bank? Gerald, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. Akuendangi hivyo.
Yeah. Kama uko talented itaonekana.
Imagine if you are good at what you do, you do not have to sleep with anyone to get a role.
Wow.
Because your work will speak for itself.
Wow. Yeah. Talking about the industry, Gerald, there was a time you were really championing for Actors Guild.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I always believe the government cannot deal with an individual. There's a time we normally say, serikali inafaa tusaidie, waweke systems, waweke nini. But they cannot deal with an individual. They need to deal with a body. Currently, is Kenya Actors Guild doing its mandate to speak for the actors?
The government actually can deal with individuals who kuna maandamano.
But tulikuwa wengi.
All those individuals that came out to the street.
But then ilikuwa na kwa street
to reject the finance bill were individuals who came together. So the government, given much pressure, can listen to individuals. However,
individuals who have come together.
However, yes, you're right, and and yes, I was among the people who that time would snap
used
King,
to champion for it.
Peter King, we used to push for this guild thing. Peter King now ako ocha huko fika retire.
Akona hata juzi amefanya premiere movie by.
Nice. Tuongeshana for yena well and to reach out to him. But yeah, the guild has always been a tricky quote unquote business for me. Because it's a selfless job for those leaders, especially because even when I was there, and then the Gilbert Lukalia came in, Chris Kamau came in, Flores Nduta that time, and now we have Irene Kariuki who was also there as the chair lady. I think now it's Peter Kao is really championing for it as well. It's a tireless, selfless job because if you look at how other guilds work all over the world, it's an institution by itself. An institution that's representing actors in that in that different country. But then our guild in Kenya, I think we stagnate because these tireless individuals, selfless individuals, at some point give up because there's nothing to sustain them to keep on fighting for this. So I think maybe that's one of the things that we also go wrong, because then how does the guild make money? To actually give a talk, because in kazi, being the chairman of a guild is work. But then who pays you? At the moment, no one will pay you for being a chairman or lady of the guild. So then what motivates you to keep on fighting for this thing? It's either one, it's really in your heart, or two, you need to find systems and ways to just how generate revenue for the guild. So then whoever, the leaders we choose, no indo kazi yangu nafanya, because so far a lot of the guild officials have been actors themselves. So there's that fear of, if you're a guild official, atake kupatia kazi a producer, because mimi kuna kazi nimenyimwa kadhaa. It's supported even me, I was blacklisted if I remember the year 2015 there, but nilikuwa sipati kazi nyingi because I was really vocal about actors and and their rights and they apply through your platform yangu ya kazi.ke. So then in fact nika producers wenye walipangi, like I was that guy by there.
Nilikuwa naifuatilia.
I was taking bullets for people. But also sasa nilikuwa pia naogopwa pia should you get Gerald on a project, but utakuja alete vita hapa, utakuja afanye alete issues. But no, but you see these challenges that you're facing as actors need to be addressed. Okay, and who's going to be that champion? Who's going to be our Boniface Mwangi in the industry? Because we need someone who has nothing to lose.
Yes,
To actually make this guild work for us. And I don't think that person will be an actor. For me, I feel like person needs to be someone who's probably not even in the industry. We need to get managers and we need to get leaders to run this guild. But just when you hire managers and leaders to run, how do we pay them? So I think point number one is we need to find ways on how to create revenue for the guild. And the biggest form of revenue is through membership
registration
renewal
fee.
Membership registration. Every year people need to pay a certain amount. Do people are actors paying that amount? No, they are not.
But is the last time I looked is like 3,000 bob.
Just 3K, yeah. Kwako ni only kwa msanii hiyo ni fare ya wiki mzima, chakula ya nini, hiyo amefanya chapa job extra mara mbili tatu. Kwako ni only, but sisi ndio maana nasema me and you can pay that 3K. But msanii anaanza ukumwambia tu 3K na ajui kwa nini anatoa 3K.
But I think unaweza kuwa na packages, Gerald.
Exactly. Hiyo ni solution moja. Yeah, me I'm new, so then probably I need to pay. So you see such conversations, I think the guild members need to also have. Like, okay, so how do we make the guild important for people, for actors? Anyone joining the guild also just need to know the guild is here for them. So I think pia officially kidogo tu pia kidogo wamelegea in terms of how do we push this guild to become even how do we feel its presence? Yeah.
But do you think, is it important to have the guild?
Definitely. Or even producers fight to have the guild. Me, I know producers want Gerald, but you see, if you actors don't say no, even me, I can't say no.
It's true.
You see, nikipewa 1 million bob, huku juu na client, nitengeze show. Na wewe actor, you are okay to take 5K. Then me, I'll take my million because I know I'll pay you takubali. But if you actors say no, my minimum Lodeki is 100,000. The producer has no power to also go back to client and say, you see, tayari kulipa tu actor mmoja ni 100K. Na sijalipa chakula, sijalipa, then also your budget needs to be more. But because at the moment the guild is not strong for us to say, I mean, yes, there are red cards, I've seen red cards, but they're not enforced. They're more of guidelines than anything else.
So, there are rumors you're the one who came up with the red card.
No, it's not me. No, it's not me.
There are rumors, Gerald.
The red card came. No, it's not me. It's not me.
Gerald had said he's not the one who came up with the red card.
Who say that?
People talk about that.
No, and so the Actors Guild.
Yeah.
No, it's not me. Zingine can see Actors Guild. Because by the time the red card came out, which is 2020, I was not actively involved with the guild. I'm still a member, but I'm not actively involved in it. So I don't know who came out with that red card. And I think it's still not visible as well. To be honest, hiyo red card mimi nilipenda niangalia, ni kitu nitarusha client atasema natafuta tu mtu mwingine mimi atapatia kitu. Because it's not true to what the industry is at the moment.
Yeah.
Because yes, you want to give us Hollywood figures. But then we don't have Hollywood money. So I think even that's some of the things, even as actors, as we maneuver the industry, even as crew, we need to understand, like, yes, there's what I would want to be paid.
Yeah.
So unless nikae ningoje that one project every, because once in a while a project comes and they meet people's rates.
Yeah.
The other times you're surviving with small projects. I'm surviving with this because niko na renta kulipa, niko na hii because niko na kulipa. But those projects are not many. The projects that will come out and say I'm paying market rate. Very few projects do that. Okay. So then theoretically for me it's in an ideal world, it's beautiful. But it's too ambitious in the world we're living in the current industry we're in, because hakuna pesa.
Pesa kuna.
Or rather, watu sema hivyo, hakuna pesa. And also now you see now me, I'm stuck in between producer and actor. So next time producer shana bajana sina pesa. Sasa mimi pale the actor jamani, niko na hii project lakini sina pesa. Unajua sasa tafanya nini? So it's hard. Tuchukue ndogo ndogo, because I feel like mbuzi alili siku moja. Kula kichwa, kesho kula mguu, kesho kula mkia, ndio tukule for long. So it's just small money here and there, and the actors who understand that. The actors who actually I don't have actors who like, no, if you don't meet X amount of money, sawa, hii project yangu I meet X amount, ngoja hiyo ita meet your value. And me I respect actors who told me that Gerald siko buy pesa ni kidogo, and that's who told me so many times. Na siwaeke mali ati papa, it's true. But this is what I can offer for you right now. This is what I can offer you right now. Utachukua ama tufanye ama.
Wow. And I think that's what makes you stand out. I think that's what makes you a go-to casting.
Niko na mdomo mzuri. Lugha.
Honesty. I think unawaambiaga ukweli, because I think
that's true.
Yeah. Normally when you say the truth, you don't have to remember anything.
Yeah.
That's it.
Exactly. I sleep peacefully at night not knowing ati nimekugonga ama nimekudanganya ama nimekulini. My demons are at rest as well, because I know, you know what, at least nilikwambia kweli kudanganya. And I feel like many people now go through those to kona. Let's tell me the truth, mama. Are you paying me today or tomorrow?
Yeah.
Like the project I did the other day, and the producer akakunipeleka round in circles. I'm like, yo, ulikuwa nilipa last week, sasa leo simtaka kushiki. Niambie tu Geral sina. Give me another 1 week or another 1 month, I'll sort you out, opposed to next week. After sikafika hakuna kitu. I think the watu si mashasanga mlikuwa nini? Bwana, watu si wajinga bwana. Watu si wajinga bwana.
You are responsible,
This is my response to everything lately.
Response to everything.
Watu si wajinga bwana. Wewe niambie tu kweli what's going on. I'm a grown-ass man. I'll plan myself.
Yes,
but just don't take me around in circles. That's something, Gerald. This is what I have. And that's why someone like Ruben Adanga, he'll come to work for him. I'll drop everything to just go do
work for him.
Yeah. I've worked with him on many projects. Selena, Nafsi, Kiu, Pink Ladies. And I think we understand each other on that level of, let's just be honest about things.
Wow.
Kama iko kama hakuna. Na kama iko nipatie. Kama sina nitakuomba Gerald nifanyie leo sina. Tutalipana mbele. And I think creating those relationships in the industry also really matter, because then how do we build an industry if we don't have work going on? How do you build an industry if we don't have content to put out there? How do we build an industry if we don't have things to feed our audiences? So sometimes like chukua hii leo kulipi market rate na kulipa nusu sababu hiyo ni vile, but tutaongeza tu kitu yenye pia tutaona. And that's how we've survived this industry for those many years, because then we understand the business. And not many people do. So hiyo tamaa ya kutaka kula kubwa leo, kula kidogo kijengeka.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Being in this industry for 14 years, it's not easy. That's a decade plus. What are those some of those people that you know you look up to, or like when everything goes south they tell you know what, Gerald, keep going? What are some of those people?
First, it's myself. I know why I got into this industry. I know why I wake up every single day to do this. Yeah. So there's the self drive inside of me to want to do this every single day. And yes, there are days that they get tough. There are days you just don't want to wake up. There are days you just don't want to quit. There are projects which are just come and eat you up, and you just don't want to continue. That's why I'm saying they also need to have a circle, a support system, because I think this also just directly throws you over to things like mental health issues, because then we're seeing a lot of people, young guys dying. taking their lives, turning into alcohol and drugs, turning into, because things just didn't work out the way they thought it should. Yeah, so they're having people to just manage you. It could be your family, it could be your friends, could be friends who are also in the industry. I'm in a WhatsApp group with 5 actors only who are in the industry. Wait, are we 5? Me, nataja majina.
Usitaje, taja kwa kichwa.
The group where is just 6 of us. All men. We meet once in a while, maybe once a month or twice a month, or when it's someone's birthday, we show up for them. Let's just open up and talk about what's going on in your life. How are you doing? What's you're doing? How are you working? Are you still surviving, managing? So I think we need such people just to try and a support system. I mean, if you want to go far, if you want to go far, walk alone. If you want to go farther, walk with people, or something like that.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yeah, you're right. It's that way.
Yeah. So then you just need to have a support system around you. This industry is not something you can maneuver alone. Oh, it can eat. This industry can chew you up and throw you. It's a tough industry. So many expectations from me, especially now if you're an actor. Sometimes me, but then I'm happy niko crew. Ningia kasi directing pressure ikanitoka kidogo. Ile pressure za pia upo na matatu. Wewe pia uko kwanga huko. Wewe but ani pia kwa TV uko na una drive BMW kwa ground ni Mitsubishi. My God, those pressures can eat you up. So if you don't have anchors in your life, and for me, also my biggest anchors is my family and children. Yeah. And family members who are just awanitambui kwa meeting mimi si Gerald Langiri leo mjua kwa meeting mimi bado tu ni wewe last born kwa nyumbani mimi ndio last born wewe last kosha vyombo hizo vitu za hakuna takati wote wewe ni msanii hapana kwa nyumba. So just having people who just still ground you. Yeah, it's really important. And then you also your faith. I don't know what you believe in because I don't like talking about faith a lot because then religion also has a way. Religion as politics has a way of either dividing people or bringing them together.
Or bring them together.
But also your faith. Like what I believe is, what's the end goal? For me, I think once you know what the end goal is, then everything else doesn't really matter because then just I need to get there, and I'll maneuver my way through it. So for me, I think having a support system is really important, bro.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. We can sit here and talk about this industry.
How long has it been? 2 hours.
And talk about this industry.
Yes.
Anajua, this guy is very busy. It's very busy. Winding up, there is this new actor who wants to join this industry. What will you advise them in terms of packaging?
One, know who you are. Because then what are you bringing to the table? What new thing are you bringing to the industry? How different are you from the other new actors who are coming in? So, and it's sad because even now, our industry has gotten to a point even now where I was telling another actor, actually we sit down with clients and we open your social media pages to see what it is that you're posting. To determine who we get. I mean, if it comes down to 3 really good actors, and they all fit the character, and they all fit the brief, which one do we choose? Do we toss a coin? Do we argue because huyu ataka huyu? Producer ataka huyu, director ataka huyu, client ataka huyu. So mimi kasi nikatoka na nyinyi amueni mtaka nani? Mimi sijui mshamu mtaka nani. So now such things like let's go to social media page and let's see what they do. This guy is a nudist. This guy is always naked because studio. This guy is for fighting studio. This guy so how you package yourself, because now the packaging nowadays comes down to your social media presence. Nowadays, apart from just who you are in person, also comes down to what else do you believe in. Let me see what it is that you post, because there are certain corporate people who not want to touch you based on the kind of things that you do on social media. I mean, it's a fact.
Yeah.
So for me, it's that how different are you? How different? What new thing I should come in it? Apart from having the basics, like let's have great headshots. Let me come to a profile and understand you're actually an actor. You get? Like tell me an actor, like when I Google you or when I go to your Facebook page or any page, it doesn't say anything about you being an actor. So one, you've already thrown me off guard, because then one, I look at your account, there's nothing there that is telling me
You're an actor.
Like, push your brand, push your art, push your things, and then let's just not just to wait for journalists to come and hire you or producers to come and. There's so much content to be created right now. The actors have really gotten from Instagram based on the monologues. Mtu afanya monologue kuna simu amepost kwa Instagram amenitag. I'm like, oh, this person really good. Ebu, constantly have a role for them. Ebu come, kuna role by they come. Kuna actors in the cast like there was no auditions. There was no. It's just because they were pushing the content online. So then I'm like, okay, because I think now they made my work easier for me. Wow. Always make your casting directors work easier.
Wow.
Because again, you're saying I'm a busy man, and yes, I get those emails every single day. I'm always on a set, working on something. Then it can't be I'm just sitting on my phone, answering your hi, hey, what's up? So then you need to just.
Unaendelea vipi?
Unaendelea vipi? Kuna kazi leo? Hapana. Nikiblutik mimi ni mbaya. Because nilikuwa nilisema zile lakini sikukujibu. Alafu Langiri kunijibu message yangu. Siko baya.
Yeah.
But just know how to again read. Me by the I'm a firm believer of reading.
Yeah.
There's so many acting books out there. Chukua kitabu soma. Sawa, upende kusoma. Enda tu kwa YouTube tuangalie. Google some of this stuff.
Wow.
As in Google is your friend ukweli. There's so much material online you can book an acting class. I'm not an acting coach. The actors
amazing. Yeah.
Who come to me and tell me, Gerald, how about you become my mentor or acting coach? I'm like, I'm no one's mentor. Not yet anyway. I can advise you. I can be your advisor. But you see, because also we need to dispel this thing of what mentorship is. People think, oh, Gerald's my mentor. But in what way? Because mentorship is a journey. Mentorship is not just this conversation you're having right now. Mentorship is like tomorrow morning up. Tomorrow we're doing ABC together. After 1 week, what are the results? After that, we're meeting for like mentorship is a journey. So when I get such DMs, hey, can you be my mentor in the industry? I'm like, I cannot be your mentor. I can be your advisor though. I can advise you on where you're going wrong. So Gerald, is this what I'm going for? Do you think it's advisable for me to go? I'm like, I can advise you. Which is in a way mentorship. But you see, mentorship is a personal relationship between you and your mentor.
Wow.
Okay? So I can advise you. So read, Google is your friend. Like read, because I think I learned so much every single day from the internet.
Wow.
The internet is here to gossip to na kuweka tu hashtag Ruto. Nisiseme hiyo. That guy must go.
Haujasema jina.
Sijasema si ya tu ku fight kila time. Also get information.
Yeah.
Like there's so much to nini.
Wow.
Watu si wajinga bwana. So many.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much, Gerald, for coming.
Thank you for having me. This has been fun.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming. You are on Instagram. These guys, do you have a website they can, like when they want to contact you, they can come to a website or they use Instagram?
I used to have one, Actors Soul K, but you probably nilifunga because of because there's many reasons. I think it ran its time, but yeah, I'm Gerald Langiri everywhere.
Okay.
On Twitter, Gerald Langiri on Facebook, Gerald Langiri. I can see that's branding now. Your CV is Tony Mbugua. On your Instagram is Tony123. How do you align your branding and packaging? So
on X is something different.
X is something different. Like how do you align your brand? Again, for me, I think that's what stands out. Like I don't have to struggle to try and reach you as well, you know. But Gerald Langiri on every platform. My email is always there as well. Like you can easily contact me, and I respond. Imagine me, I respond to people's messages. I respond to, unless apparently on Facebook or Instagram, if you don't follow each other, that message goes into a very private box.
Una request.
Una request. That's a request was in Dangi Kosan. But when follow imagine me, people ask me and question, I always try to respond. But yeah, you can reach me. If you want my email, it's glangiri at gmail.com.
Amazing.
Yeah, but just don't email me hi. Imagine napata email ya hi.
Nani anataka mchat kwa mail?
Nani anachat kwa email surely? See, hiyo hi beke kwa Instagram or kwa Facebook where I can easily ignore it.
But yes.
Hi, I want to become an actor. On email. Hi, I want to become an actor.
Where become?
Warm regards. Sasa kujibu hiyo regards zako bali siko baya. As in acha nijibu mwingine and you know Gerald, my salary was late. How do you go about it? It was like there are serious issues opposed to I want to become an actor. How do I go about it?
Kind regards.
Warm regards. I'm like, yo, imagine again, if you Google how to become an actor,
Yes,
there's
yes.
so much material will get on there. So that actor who's done that research first would probably send me a different email that I'd gladly respond to opposed to that one on how I want to become an actor. I think ni kitu ya shortcut. Kuna watu waliambia watu Gerald Langiri atapatia kazi, mfuate MDM. He's the one who will give actors work. I'm like, yeah, but I give actors work when pia hao
Who are ready,
who know the craft. They've tried, so then it becomes an easy conversation for me to have with you, opposed to now you don't even know how to start.
Wow.
Kidogo hapo tutasumbuana.
Wow. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us across all social media platforms. And also follow Gerald Langiri across all social media platforms. Ladies and gentlemen, from me to you, have a great time. Thank you.